one, haven't we? No, we've been once. What? What is it now? What now? Yeah. This is what you want. Oh shit. Oh. Oh. Evening, everybody. Just got to feed the animal first. Just making sure she's there, actually. So. Oh, yeah. Whoo! Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Remember the old films? Films are good, aren't they? That's good. It's cool for me. Cool for me. Cool for me. It's all good for me. Want this one? Here. Gee, another madam. Okay. Well, it's been a while, guys. It's been a while. It's been a while. 7 months. I haven't been live for 7 months on YouTube. I know, guys. It's been services on. Sorry. Are you back? Well, we're back. Okay. Right. One minute. Where have I put it? Where is it? Right. Okay. Right. So yeah. Hi guys. So hi everybody. Yes, I know, guys. I am really sorry. I have not been live for the last 8 months. It has been a hard year for me, personally, and things happening in my life which has been changed, and so I thought I'd come on here tonight, guys, to give you an update what's going on in my life and everything in my whole career, music stuff later. But yeah, yeah, guys, it's been a hard few months. You know, I have had my year this year has been really amazing. I have comments on, by the way. Where to start? So I'll start with good things first, and then we'll go to bad things. We'll start with the good things first. Let's start off with the good things. Well, the good things have been, for the last few months, the good things have been amazing. Just had an amazing few months working with artists who are tremendous, singers who are just absolutely amazing, producing music, writing music, doing music is my life. We started off last year with one of my first ever American artists who signed with us, Adesha, from America. Her album has now just come out, and the single Mysterious Wonder has been mostly praised all over the world for over about a year now. This song was out, and the song has been absolutely tremendous. Her album, Generating Life, is now out on Spotify, guys. Check it out. Fucking amazing album. Very, very similar to Challenge, that we will come to later. My next artist released her single, Caress My Heart, Cat Jane. The singer from Hungerford, down the south. This song has been the best song we've ever written. Me and Jade brought this out early in the early of January. We mixed it, released it on CD, and it was a phenomenal success. Great song. Really amazed with that. And then recently, my next successful artist from the United States was this dude, Wayne Russo Jr. And his album Out of the Dark is now on Spotify, and Spare Change is his single. Moving Forward was his single. No Coming Back was his singles, and he did a cover song of Dock of the Bay. This dude here, he is such a great mate, a great musician, fantastic singer. I mean, me and Jade have backed up this album now to be his successful album he's ever had, and we're doing another one with this dude. Check him out. This album is amazing, fucking amazing. Check it out, it's good. And one of my proudest achievements, I still can't get over this album so much, but she's back in action now. Lauren Short Challenge is now on YouTube, guys, and I have to say, people love this album so much. It has been streaming all over YouTube, and it's been phenomenal. She's actually now on Smule. She's doing Smule videos every week. She just recently loaded a song called "Hold My Letting Go," what it's called. But she's still tremendous. What a singer! What an artist! What a voice! What a voice! Amazing. We are actually re-releasing Challenge this year. As we released the original album, we're going to be re-releasing it with a remix album of this one, which I have already spoke to Lauren about this, but I haven't had any anything back from her, so I'm still waiting back from her to find out what's going on. So we would like to find out if we're going to remix Challenge, and we also want to do another album with her as well. Now, I've been really on the go with that, and as I said, guys, Generating Life is now out, guys, on every platform. So they're the good things that's been happening. And also, we're working with Jade again. We're working with new artists. So we've just got a new signing coming up this next week, which I'm excited to work with. And everything in my whole life is just going really well. But you guys probably have been wondering why I haven't been on YouTube for a while. And I thought what I'd do is I'd like to tell you what happened the last few months. There might be a little bit of setting for people to understand this, but I just thought I would like to share this with everybody on YouTube tonight, because it's just me tonight, by me and Devin tonight, and my mum's not here because she's away. Okay, so where do I start with this then? It was around about January time. My dad had been getting himself back to normal and getting himself well enough to be back on his feet and to really kind of understand what my dad was going through at the time. Around about the 4 months he had some treatment on his legs that were they were kind of in serious pain, and he suffered badly from walking, and his he couldn't stabilize himself. So basically, my dad had bad health. Um, we I had to care for my dad for a while, because he was suffering badly from a illness that couldn't be cured. Um, my dad was a heavy drinker, and he had a serious health problem, and he was mixing different things with drink. And I'm not like my dad. I'm not like him. I don't want to be like. I don't want to be down like a spiral. I want to keep myself healthy and fit and well. That's why I didn't drink a lot. I cut down my drink a lot now. Actually, I don't excess it anymore. Um, I hardly go out anymore. I only go out once a week now. Well, kind of. Well, we'll come to the thing that's happening as well in my life. Um, so I was helped my dad out a lot. The flat where he's staying at, he stayed there for many, many years, was not in the best conditions to live in. His health had been getting very bad. There was a lot of problems in the flat, which was understandable. I had to go down every day to go and clean it because it was just in a state, and I just knew that my dad wasn't able to was help himself. So I had to go down and sort it all out, and I really had to do what I could. So I did. I did. Um, Now, when my dad was coming into a stage of getting better, he was getting better. His health had got better. He cut off the drink a lot. He was in hospital 5 times because he couldn't stable himself while he couldn't walk. His walking had really got bad. Um, because he fell down a couple of times, and he he basically went in hospital 3 times because he fell down. And it wasn't the fact that my dad had been going through a serious problem with the alcohol and with the health. It was just something else that was not right at all with my dad. There was something happened that I was worried about. Um, I thought that he would have lost his memory, and he he really did suffer a lot. He couldn't remember who it was. He couldn't remember who anybody of us was. So before I get to the part where it gets a little bit upsetting, I'm going to explain why we helped him. Me and my mum decided that it would be in the best interest if we helped my dad a lot. We would get him a new bed. We would get him a new clothes. We would just buy him everything that was so brand new. Um, One thing we couldn't get obviously was the couch, because the couch was that was the worst condition. But most of the time that my dad had been suffering badly, it was not a good time for me. Trying to complete an album was another difficult thing for me to do because I wasn't able to work between my dad and music, and I was just wondering if I was able to put off an album that was not going to get completed this year. And luckily, um, I had a few weeks before. I had a few weeks before I was able to get an album out by Dacia, who you've obviously seen, which obviously Dacia's album is out now. Devin, what's the matter with you? What's the matter? Don't start now. Devin, you've been out already. You better lie down. Right now. Lie down. Sorry, Devin just pissed me off. So the other things that so anyway, I was going back to what I was saying. Yeah. So apart from the illness that my dad was having, we helped him out quite a lot. So I was able to get an album out by Dacia, which was my biggest successful artist from America who I signed, and I was in production with the album for quite a bit for the past few weeks. Now, around about July, just a few months ago, I had just finished one song for Kat's album, and then I was mixing her album at the same time I was doing Generating Life. But then I had a phone call from one of my friends who had said to me, your dad's been taken to hospital again. Can you come to the hospital? And I was like, yep, shall I be there? And it was a hard, well, at least it wasn't that serious, but it wasn't too much of a problem. So I saw him a couple of days and he was fine, and he was talking and he was just getting well and everything was fine. He came home and he was going to drink again. And I just got annoyed at the fact that he was drinking. Now, obviously, you can't even stop him from drinking. I mean, it wasn't his problem. It was just the fact that he lived with this for many, many years. He always had this drinking issue, and he just basically just had health issues, which was concerning me. So I went back to the fact 3 days a week, and it was really hard for me to try and keep up what I could do. And then the time I was back doing Generating Life, and I was doing other songs, and I was busy doing other stuff. And then I went back on the Thursday, the week before the accident happened, and he was absolutely fine. The week before, he was fine. His drinking had cut down a lot. He'd been eating more, and he had been getting really well. He couldn't walk much because of the fact that his stability was uneasy and it was hard. So, and I thought, oh, great, he's going to be on the mend now. He's going to feel much better. And then I was doing Kat's songs again, and I was working with Andy. I was working with Mac again on the guitars for the songs, and I was thinking, I've got to see my dad tomorrow. And he says, great. He says, how's he doing? He says, he's doing really well. He's doing really, really well. And then on the Thursday, the week I finished, just before I finished Generating Life, there were a few songs I had to finish with Dacia, which I needed to complete it because it was important for the album to be out. Otherwise, I would have to readjust it again and get a schedule date sorted out, readjust it again. But by that week, I was on a great high. I was in a good mood. Everything was going great. And then the label had just my label had been going really well, and I had been getting more contacts from people, and it was just getting really busy with emails on the Wednesday. The Thursday was the day I'll never forget. That Thursday, the Thursday was hard. I went to the flat, and Steve was there. And my dad was not in a good condition. So the nurse came out to change his dressings. And we had various people coming in the house. We had the surveyor coming out for the blinds. But my dad just had a terrible problem. Something happened. He fell down and he couldn't get up. I mean, Steve got him up, and my dad was shaken. And I was worried about that. It was, my dad was really uneasy with what's happening. He literally just went into a complete, utter state of bad. And I just thought, I better ring the hospital now because I'm concerned about him. So I rang the hospital, and I rang them and I said, you need to get someone out here right now because my dad's fallen down, but I'm very, very concerned for him. He's actually shaken. He's uneasy. He can't talk, and his speech is going all over the place, and his third speech is back. During the time this happened, my dad just realised. Well, I mean, I kind of realised at first. I mean, the first thing that I realised was the fact that that something was not right. So the nurses came out, checked him over, and they said, we need to take you in because we have a funny feeling that this is not right. I says, you've had a nasty fall, but we think it's serious. And he had to go to hospital. Now, this is where things got very hard for the past 3 days. The last 3 days were not really the best days of my life. They weren't. I had a phone call from the hospital that day, and I said, how's my dad today? Is he okay? He says, unfortunately, your dad's gone into a bad situation, and it's not good, I'm afraid. And you need to come to the hospital, and you need to see him now. Well, on the Friday I went up to the hospital. My dad had really. I was trying to talk to him, and I went up there, and I got nothing. I just got no response. I got nothing at all. I tried to say how he was, no response. His whole body system went into a complete malfunction. His brain had started acting like he had been at some sort of epileptic fit. I think it was. That's what he had. And it was, and I thought, well, I'll leave him and see if he improves. So I went on the Saturday, and I just wonder what was what was happening, and I said, I'd like to see my dad, please. And he said, well, your dad's now in the operation theatre, and they have to go for a scan. And I says, it's not advisable for you to come up at the moment, due to the fact it's not safe. So I then waited for overnight, for any information that would have come up from me straight away. Now, I'll get the chat later on, guys. I'm not in the mood to talk in the moment. I'll get the questions later. On the Sunday, I will never forget that Sunday. I will never forget what I'm about to tell you guys, and this did happen. The Sunday comes, Steve rings me at 6:30 in the morning, and he said, he says, you need to get yourself to the hospital right now. Your dad's in a serious condition. And I said, right, you need to ring them now, and you need to explain that they need to speak to you. And I said, right, okay, well, I'm on the phone right now to them. And I rang them immediately, and he said, you need to come to the hospital right now, because this is very, very serious, and your dad has taken a turn for the worst. And I went, right, okay, well, I'll be on my way as soon as I can. So me and my mum, we got there in the night time, in the morning, I should say. And the when we got to the hospital that day, I was just hoping and praying that my dad was fine. He wasn't. We couldn't respond to him. He was just fidgeting all over the place. He couldn't even speak. An hour later, the nurse came in, and the obstetrician came in as well, and had seen him over that time. She told us that basically my dad was not able to stay alive much longer. He was only given 12 hours to live. And it really, really upset me. It did. It really did. It moved me a lot. We tried to get response out of him. We tried our hardest to talk to him. We tried our very best to do what we could for him. I was sitting there just wondering and hoping and praying that my dad was going to get well, and nothing was resolved. So his condition got worse. His fall had been very bad than the last time he fell down. And I'm so glad that my sister came up as well, because she was there. And we were on the phone with my other sister, and she wanted to come up as well, but it was too late. And we just basically sat in that room. We were just remembering good things that were for me and my dad to really go through. And he basically was just so heartbreaking to see the last hours that I was with him. It really was. I was just hoping and praying that he would respond to something. But something happened in that room as well. Something else happened in there, and I can't believe that this happened. My fiance's sister's husband came up in the car with my sister on that day, and then all of a sudden he comes in the door. My dad's responding to Rob. He was lifting his arms up like this. He was trying to respond, but that was so bizarre how he was responding to Rob, and he wasn't responding to thing. And then my dad. Then he had to go back down to Leicester, and then he had to thingy. And then my sister stayed, and my mum stayed, and I was going back for Devon, just to go and get sorted out. And as soon as I got back home, I got a phone call from my mum, and I said, "I'm sorry to tell you, somebody's died." That broke my heart. And I got to the hospital. I was crying my eyes out. I was just lying with him on that last time, and he said he's gone. And I was just devastated. I just couldn't believe that I just couldn't believe that I lost him that day. And it was heartbreaking for me to really be there. And you know, and then I left the hospital that day, walked out, I went home. I just was in here, crying my eyes out. I was in grief. The Monday comes, and I had to sort all the finances out and everything. And everything was done, and everything was fine. And then basically, just had a horrible week. And then around about the Wednesday, somebody encouraged me to get back to work and start me on music, and I did. And I basically needed to finish Generating Life, and I promised Adesha I'd do it. I said to her, I will promise you this, that we will get this album out as soon as we can. I says, I don't know how long it's going to take you to do the vocals, but if you get the vocals recorded and we get this album out, not this album, but Adesha's album out, we'll do it. And that to me is very important, because that was from my dad, who didn't get to hear any of the songs before he died. And he's up there now, and I wish he was still here. But life goes on, and that's what happened. So I'll just say, from my point of view, if you met my dad, he would have loved everybody. This dad, he will be up there, yes, with the Queen. He will also have his day on 3 weeks' time. There's a special day being arranged. But it's been a hard fucking month. But to Dad, hope you're having a good pint up there. So that's what was happening, guys, for the last month. But now we can get the chats now. So, how's things going? Things are going fine. Well, much better now. But I just want to let you know, guys, so that was what was happening for the last few months has been hard. But I don't want to talk about that anymore because I want to talk about music. What's been happening with music-wise and everything going on? Well, where do I start? Well, I do want to talk about Jeff Scott Soto actually tonight. If you're interested in that situation, I want to speak about what he's been up to. So, Jeff Scott fucking Soto, the man, the voice, the music, the myth, the legend, the man, the mystery. Well, no, I'm not going to speak about his solo stuff. I'm going to speak about his new stuff he's got now, because he's got some new projects coming out, which is absolutely unreal. So I have been let's talk about his recent album that came out. Well, it came out like 2 years ago when I wasn't doing Challenge at the time. So the album he brought out, Wide Awake in My Dreamland, was a new direction for Jeff to go in. Brand new direction. It was very different. It was very different. 2020, yeah, that's only 2 years ago. Yeah. So this album was done with Alessandro Del Vecchio. Great fucking producer. And I heard all of the songs on that album, and it was different. And it was really different. It was nothing like a Talisman, nothing like Lost in Translation, something miles better than Soto. And I mean, I haven't heard any Soto stuff for a while because I don't know if the band's going or anything, but what a fucking album it's done out. Really fucking justice, man. Fucking amazing. And yeah, very impressed. Very impressed. Jeff didn't actually produce the album because he didn't want to be involved with the production. He wanted to write it with Alessandro Del Vecchio. And that guy, Alessandro Del Vecchio, what a fucking phenomenal producer he is. Fucking, you know what? He can come up with ideas that blows my fucking mind. I mean, this guy did Revolution Saints, Edge of Forever, the first ever album, not produced it, but anyway. He did so many fucking good albums that this guy is just so fucking incredible. It's so incredible, this guy. So yeah, so Jeff made a hell of an album. Really fucking, it's not AOR, but what a fucking good album they made. But well worth it. So Wide Awake in My Dreamland, if you've ever heard that album, you need to listen to that. It is fucking amazing. And then getting off that subject, the next album he brought out was a covers album. It was a long awaited covers album. Now how this came around was very, very weird. Very, very weird. So this wasn't a set idea, but it was just something that I think was something along the lines of what Serafino was wanting to do. That I don't know why, I don't know how, I don't know what, right? But I don't know where to start with it. Basically, the whole scenario is there were out some of the tracks that Jeff had been done in the past with Eyes and also with other stuff. He wanted to update them because he wanted to do a collaboration album. Similar thing I do with Tarot Riders and all that stuff. So basically, the whole scenario was because everybody was signed to Frontiers Records, and everybody in the Frontiers Records family is massive anyway. The huge catalogue that are out now, and the new stuff I'll come to later because there's some bloody bizarre thing happening with it. So, according to this, he wanted to work with musicians that were on Frontiers Records. So he was working with he was working with past people, new people. His old guitarist Howie Simon he got back with, and he's wanted to do some updated songs. So he was working with Aaron Martinson on Living the Life, which was fucking amazing. He worked with Dino Jusic on Don't Let It End. He also, because it was Mouseteen's song, he also worked with Aaron Martin from Mr. Big, and he did Mysterious. But I'm very sorry to say, Aaron Martin, your version of that song is dreadful. It is awful. It's the worst cover. It's the worst version I've ever heard in my life. I don't know how. I don't know why. But Aaron Martin, don't you that? That's just like ugh. Doesn't work. Then apparently he's got Nathan James doing "Believe in Me" from Inglorious, and then he's got Dean Castronovo doing "Coming Home." Then he's got "I'll Be Waiting" with Arido Neto, and then he's doing "Cornwall Girls" with Russell Allen, which Russell Allen, shoot your ass, fucking horrible singer he is. He's also worked with Renan Zota, who did "Color My Ecstasy," "Warrior" with Johnny Gorelli, and then "Holding On," which is his original song he wrote with Leo Mancini. And the last song he did was "Again to Be Found," which was obviously from the sessions of the Human Animal sessions with Mats Leven on vocals. And the reason they did that song is because there was the Human Animal project, but never happened on Frontiers. But this is the first time Frontiers Records have ever heard that version. And that has been a very good collaboration with Jeff producing all of the songs without involvement from Arsenio Di Vecchio this time, which is better. So that's not a bad album, but keep away from Mysterious. That absolutely horrible. It's great, Mr. Big, but that cover version he's done is bloody awful. Ugh. Horrible, horrible, horrible. And now we'll get to his new album, Complicated. And for some reason, I haven't heard this yet. Yeah, I haven't heard it. But at least this time, Jeff gets his two fingers back into this and he fucking produces it with Arsenio Di Vecchio this time, which is good. So the only song I heard of this was probably Love is a Revolution. And it's very sort of bandit type idea. But again, still doing that. He is still signed to Frontiers Records because he re-established his contract again and he wanted to work with them again on certain things. So yeah, there is a bonus track on that Japanese version is Until I See You Again acoustic version. There's no point hearing that, so it's the same song anyway. But yeah, I heard a couple of tracks off the album. It's technically, it's really, really, it ain't a bad album, to be honest. It's not bad at all. Now I want to talk about more Frontiers Records releases. Now, as you know, Frontiers Records is a massive, massive company now. It is just taking off so much stuff. And I heard some great albums. I also heard some really crap albums this year. And some I'll come to in a minute. because there's some rubbish albums they have out really recently, and I'll go through them anyway. So let's start with the crap albums first. Let's start with the crap ones. Right. So after I'll go through this through the catalog going from 2022. So let's do CDs wise. Actually, it'll be so according to Frontiers Records interview, which I have recently have been reading about, the whole situation is, as 2022 was a new year for Frontiers Records to be re-established as a label. That isn't the case at all. Let's get that straight. So, from a period of 2022, 2021, their music catalogue had been very, very stable, as what it was. Unfortunately, what they've done, they've absolutely gone mad. They've gone, and I haven't said like mad in a mad resistance, they have gone absolutely wacko. The amount of releases that have come out from that label is unfucking believable. It's been just really fucking very, very fast paced. Very fast paced. You can't even keep up with any of the albums anymore because I've heard some of them. They're just, well, I'll get to the worst ones. I'll get to the good ones in a minute. But first of all, the first album I've got to mention is Ronnie Atkins' solo album, Make It Count. Does it Make It Count? Or was it the other one he made? No, the first album he made, the Ronnie Atkins album. This guy, I love his music so fucking much. He is fucking unreal. And he did an album called Make It Count, which was the second album he did. The first album that he did, first solo album he did with that song, One Shot. Fucking brilliant album. Really fucking brilliant. Perfect album. At least it's not going through the other stages of what I'll talk to you about later. But anyway, no, Ronnie Atkins, brilliant singer, amazing productions, amazing album, fucking awesome. And then recently, Alessandro Del Vecchio has got the rights now to all of the albums for Edge of Forever. They've now been reissued with bonus tracks, 3 bonus tracks on the albums. I haven't heard the bonus tracks yet, but apparently they were improved. The sound was improved on them ones, and in fact, I'm so glad he did fix the all the albums because they were in need of repairing or something happening because the drums were shit on them anyway the first time around. But yeah, he's actually gone back into the masters and sorted all that out now with approval from Jessica Soto, and absolutely amazing. So the next one I'll talk about before we get to the terrible albums, Spectra, Overload. Jeff Scott Soto should be praised for that album so much. That lead song, Overload, what a hell of a track. What a hell of a track. The guitars on that is unreal. And what an album. Whoa. Yeah, whoa. It's just unreal. Unfucking real. If you like the sort of era where you're going from the Eyes era and all of the old, and I'm talking about the old AOR stuff from the 80s, like Heart and all that, and like Starship. Listen to that fucking album. Oh my god. Fucking amazing. And now Simon Del Vecchio was also producing it as well, which is really, this guy is just so fucking unreal when he's producing all the time. He's amazing. What else came out this year? Yeah. Well, let's go to the bad ones. Right. So 2 albums I absolutely, apart from only one song I do like on one of the albums, but let's go for the next albums. Let's go for well, before I do that, just a message. Let's go for Eclipse, right? I absolutely have no problem with Eclipse at all. I have no issues at all with that band, right? The first 4 albums, Momentum, Are You Ready to Rock, and the other 2 albums, I can't remember what Second to None. Amazing albums. Peridium, I avoid that one a lot. I do, and their new one doesn't work. No. Eric Martinson tries too hard. He tries too hard. He does the same riffs every time. Viva la Victoria. I cannot get away with it. I can't. He's basically duplicated Momentum with Viva la Victoria, and it's done the same riff, the same identical riffs as before, same version, same tuning, same fucking rhythms. He has to stop doing that. It's getting out of hand. But one track out of all of the albums that I've loved so much, apart from Jaded, which is still his best song he ever wrote, the song that's got me a lot on the recent album, Wired. I'm not going to badmouth this album at all. I totally understand. It is all over the place, right? This album is all over the place. So just forget about the first couple of songs. There's one song on there that I fucking love, and it's I can't remember the fucking name of it now. Dead Inside, it's called, which is very cooperative. How a song of mine was called Dead Inside, but Dead Inside, whoa. Now that is a fucking song that you've got to listen to. It's got nothing like previous albums, nothing like albums they've ever done. I'm talking about fucking different, because that song fucking kicks ass like fuck. The rest of the songs, I couldn't give a shit about the rest of the songs. But Eric Martinson's got to try and change his fucking music. It's getting out of hand. It's getting absolutely out of hand. He's a great writer and he's a brilliant musician. He's got to stop repetitive again. Every album he's brought out is so repetitive. Apart from the Åke Nilsson stuff, brilliant albums. And then there was that. The only album that I didn't like was the second Nordic Union album. Right? I'll tell you, okay, I understand that Ronnie Atkinson was ill and he was suffering from cancer. It took a year to complete the album. The only thing is that I absolutely didn't like it. It was so like fucking Eclipse, and he does it again. And I got to a stage where I went, why on earth is he doing the same stuff again and again and again and change it? And then the next Wet album comes out, and then that was a bit weird because it went a bit pasty everywhere. And then he does the next Nordic Union album, and I can't stand it. There's not a damn single song on there. It's the same. All the songs sound the fucking same. The same riffs, the same. You know what I mean? So this guy's got to really get a different perspective on how music works, because every song I keep hearing of his is just so fucking repetitive. And I mean, recently now he's just done an album for Junkyard Drive, but not on Frontiers Records. This is on Mighty Music, apparently, in Denmark. So he's done an album with these guys. And it's just been released. So I mean, he's just probably done that as a favour from everybody else. But yeah, Junkyard Drive's out now. I don't have a clue what it's like. But I love the guy. I do love Eric Martinson. I love everything he does. But he has to stop with this repetitive stuff, because he plays it in the same key. It's always in the same key, C sharp. It's like, mate, Can you not know any other keys in C sharp or something else? Same, and it's the same fucking tune all the time. I just don't get this guy. It's like, Jesus Christ. Seriously. I love the guy so much. I do love his work, but he's got to stop all this repetitive music. It's just unbelievable. But then going on to some other albums, which I really have to say, Frontiers went nuts on this. This is what really pisses me off now. So moving away from that situation, now we're going to go on to another situation. So bands have been coming and going, bands have formed and bands are signed and as you probably have known, Journey was reformed. All right, so okay, let's talk about Journey for a minute. Right, Journey, in the days when Journey was Journey in the 75 period, straight through to when Steve Perry left in 1992, and they couldn't get a singer because there wasn't anybody around. Steve Perry was still the best, and he is still the best. And so basically the whole situation with this new album from Journey, if you want to call it that, it is released by Frontiers, but it's not, technically it's not. It's released by BMG, but BMG's apparently got some, well, actually is Frontiers music. So the manager of Journey, who is different, I think it's Bob somebody, signed an agreement with Frontiers to allow them to come to basically get a new album out and get a new singer. And as you all know, Arnel Pineda is the new singer. Now, some people don't like him. Some people do like him. Some people there's just a lot of things that I wouldn't say, in my opinion, that this album is good, because we've got stuff that's co-written with Narada Michael Walden from the days of Jermaine Stewart and Whitney Houston and all them songs. So he comes in, he's writing songs, and then we've got Jonathan Cain back, obviously, originally, and we've got Neil Schon back. This is basically like a reboot of the whole albums that they've had in the past. So really, it's not really, in my opinion, it's not one of their best albums. I think if you were to get the best album, it has to be probably my favorite album of all. It has to be probably probably the best thing you can hear is Escape. Escape was far down Journey's best work, and Only Young as well, which is still fucking amazing. But new Journey stuff, nope, I don't like it, I'm afraid. It just doesn't work. It seems that they've just rebooted out some of their music, and they've basically just done that. I think they've done like an Escape 2. It's called Freedom, the album, by the way. So if you like the old Journey, I'd just stick to the best of. But after the 1992 era, when obviously that's when he left, you then go to the part of it where it's actually no, not 1992. It's after the Trial by Fire album, when Steve left. That's where it goes all tits up for it. All right, I'm going to go and eat some food. No problem, mate. I will still be here. I'll catch you again soon, mate. I'll catch you again. Basically, that gets very out of hand. So when you get to Arrival, which I understand is not Steve Perry on this, is actually, I think it's the Dean Castronova album now. It is. That's where things get out of hand a little bit, and it's a bit weird. So it's very strange. So it's just because Steve O'Gary is the singer on that album, which I do have to say, Steve O'Gary did a great job of Journey. But it's just kind of a bit funny how they've just reformed themselves and they've basically done that and that's it. And 1986 was the final album from Journey with Steve Perry in it, and that was it. He said, "That's it. I'm not doing any more. You guys can go look for another singer." And Steve Perry is also just amazing. One band who I really, 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 really would love, who should still tour. Well, favorite of all, REO Speedwagon, definitely. All right, yeah, I know we lost a lot of people because we lost even the guitarist, because unfortunately the guitarist died, Gary Richrath, who was fucking amazing, and I've been listening back to their music, and Jesus Christ, they need to really bring out. They need to bring an album out ASAP. It's overdue. They've only brought one live album out with Kevin Singer, obviously, but no, really, they have to bring out another album with Kevin on it, and that would be just incredible. If Frontiers Records do sign REO Speedwagon, I will be definitely listening to that new album of theirs, because I really want to hear some more of their stuff, because I've heard Wheels Are Turning. I haven't heard The Earth, A Small Man and His Chicken. I haven't heard that one. But Life as We Know It, up to Wheels Are Turning. Oh, fucking Wheels Are Turning, man. That's a fucking good album, that is. And then you've also got their best album they ever made was High Fidelity, which was just such a great, phenomenal success. That album was just so cool. Every single song is fucking great. Their earliest album, I like theirs without the Wide in Storm Out, which was the which was the which was the Wide in the Storm Out, which is the pre-era for it, was REO. That is a fucking good album, that is. It's the only album that was only released in America. It was never released in the UK. It never was. It only got a release here. It didn't get a release at all in the UK. It just didn't get released. I don't know why it wasn't released in the UK. It was only released in the USA, and that was an amazing album. It was really, really good. So yeah. So if you like that sort of stuff, get that album. It's really fucking amazing. But REO Speedwagon, they need to get a album out as soon as possible, because they're lost a lot in the music industry now. It's just really crazy as it is. So one other thing that I do admire so much is there was a wonderful lady called Shez Kane, who released an album called her self-titled album, obviously her first album that came out, and my god, what a kick-ass album that is. Whoa. Danny Rexon, fucking amazing guy. He produced the first album of that, and it is just fucking amazing. This girl can fucking sing all right. God, the vocals on her are just wow. Wow. And she's just brought another album out now called actually the next Power Zone, and that is so amazing. That guy, Danny Rexon, oh my god, I would love to work with him. Holy shit, she's one fucking good singer, amazing, all the way from Wales, and but yeah, That's all good. That's all good. But some of the music scene today, there's one band that you have to check out without no Frontiers Records, nothing of that sort, no Martinson. I'm talking about real fucking good metal rock music to this day. If you have ever in your life been to a concert live, well, good on you. There's one band you've got to check out that which blew me away from the day I heard these guys, and fucking awesome. This guy, the lead singer, can sing like 3 Inches of Blood, kind of. Kelly Sinners, I can't do that, but the guy who I'm going to mention, he is. All right. I'll say some one instance. Right, Nathan James from Iconic and in Inglorious. Awesome singer. Who they've now just done a Whitesnake offshoot. Iconic Sonata, a Whitesnake offshoot of it. So words. Because David Coverdale's not doing the singing anymore because obviously Whitesnake's finished. But the thing is, the band that you probably not have ever heard, but it's well worth checking out, is Fury. Fury is one kick-ass band who know how to fucking do brilliant songs and fast shit. Not metal, but fucking rock and roll. Whoa. Fucking amazing. And I'd love to work with them guys. I'd love to. Wow. They are just powerful guys. I'd love to work with them. I'd love to work with the female singers on that. They are fucking amazing. But yeah, Fury. Check them out. Good band indeed. And obviously now we're coming to another worst release of Frontiers Records, which I don't like at all. Is it this one? Yeah. So, let me just see if this is another one of the. It's not. That's actually. So, there was a project put together by Serafino, and according to Serafino, they wanted to try something different that was nothing to do with the way that it would have worked out well for the music industry. And I have to say, it's not an album I'd say is tremendous. It isn't. It's absolute shite. Absolute luck. There's a project done by Serafino, and the producer on this is Jakey, whatever his name is. But anyway, this is, I think, was a joke, to be honest. So Venus 5, a symphonic metal, if you want to call it that, not really good. Not good at all. I don't like these one-off things. It ain't gonna work. I don't like it. The other thing that I don't like of Frontiers is the way that Serafino puts things together, and they don't work. And there was an album, and now I totally understand why. I kind of don't think that this should have ever happened in the first place. But the Alan Olsen albums, I don't know where to start with it. The Alan Olsen albums, right? I don't like Russell Allen at all. Russell Allen is not a good singer at all. He is dreadful. He thinks he's one of these great singers who thinks he's just so full of metal to the brim. And then all of a sudden they get Annette Olson from the Annette Olson Project, and she says, because Russell Allen was a fan of hers from the days when they were in the which in different bands. Put them together, doesn't work. Absolutely rubbish. I don't recommend any of that. That doesn't work. So, and I mean, yeah, fair enough. She's got a solo career and everything else, but why the hell would you release your own solo album? You haven't. I don't want to get it. You're doing it too early. You should have released more stuff with the first band that she was in, Dark Element, had 2 albums out, but then straight away, about a year later, is it a year later? And then she's like saying, "Well, we have to do some more songs with the Dark Element." But she says, "No, I want to do my solo album." But then Serafino's pressurizing her and saying, "No, you better get a solo album out, otherwise people are gonna go, are they gonna like it or not?" I mean, I'm just thinking, she's just thinking, this is just too fast. Everything's just too fast for us. And it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, just deal with it. So that's why Frontiers goes so fast with their releases, you can't keep up with them. They just go too fast. And they are absolutely getting out of hand. Jesus. Right, anyway. Right, well, that's me done for the night, guys. It is getting late. I'm going to go and head off now. And yeah, I'm going to head off and go to sleep, go to bed because it's getting late. But yeah, guys, if you want to listen to some good music, check out these releases. Marvin Short, Lord Wayne Russo Jr. Cat Jane's album will be out very soon. Hers is coming out in the autumn. Hopefully in 2 weeks' time if we can get it finished. And we'll be getting all that finished off. And then hopefully next week we'll have more music coming out, which is even better for me. Well, cool. But yeah, guys, but that's all from me. I hope you all guys have been doing all right. As I said, I've been busy, guys. I've just been so busy with music and everything else. I've been carrying on as I can, and yeah, it's all good stuff. Very happy with everything actually at the moment. So and yeah, everything is going better than my previous month I've had, and I'll just quickly say that without you guys, it's been grand. That's all I'm going to say, guys. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you. I'll see you guys soon with a live stream. Don't know when it'll be. But if you want to see me more, go to my ST Entertainment page, 2021. If you go on that page there, you'll see all my live streams. We've just done the updates of the albums and everything else. Won't be doing much on there now since I've now got all the updates already sorted out on the page. But we're announcing something really special next week, which is really going to blow me so well. It's going to be amazing. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys soon. Until then, bye.